In this video, we reach a breaking point while cycling in the Glen Coe area of Scotland.
This is the worst thing in the world.
Why on earth do we spend our vacation time doing things like this? This is our reality right now.
About 300 miles into our 1,500-mile journey down the length of Great Britain. In the previous episode, we turned around from our planned route to the Isle of Skye after riding some insanely busy roads and experiencing our first taste of midges.
This is my nightmare.
In this episode, we ride into the heart of Glen Coe, a place of stunning beauty.
This, guys, is insane.
With a touch of movie magic.
Hello.
This is very nice.
Well, if you take all the bags up, we'll take the bikes home.
It is day 10 of our bikepacking adventure here in Scotland, and we are currently on a ferry. So our bikes are strapped to the front. We are in the Fort William area. We got in last night, stayed at a campsite, which was really nice after 2 days without showers to be able to have a proper shower. Then we needed to charge some stuff, so we kind of hung out at a cafe, so we're getting kind of a late start. And the reason we're on a ferry is we are headed to a very special destination in this part of Scotland that we've both been wanting to see because we are major fans of a big motion picture that involves wizards. You probably can guess at that point. Also, this is a much smaller ferry than we anticipated. We are the only two people on here. Alright guys, we are off the ferry. We have about a 2-hour bike ride to our exciting destination. I think most of the ride is going to be just cycling right next to the waterway. Very nice looking. But it is a one-lane road. So far there's not very many crowds though, so hopefully it's not too bad.
So if you haven't guessed it already, based on Liz's hints, we are heading to the Glenfinnan Viaduct, which is a famous train bridge that was featured in Harry Potter. The train only passes there twice a day. It's an old steam train, and there was no way we were gonna get up early enough to see the crossing at 10:45. So we decided to have a more chill morning so that we could see the 3 o'clock showing of the train. Apparently it is quite a big tourist attraction, not just to see the train, but to ride the train, but it's like crazy expensive and they're booked way out. For me, I think it's enough to just see it. I don't need to ride it. But I'm really excited about this.
Highland Cow. Insane. Oh boy. Really, sheepy sheep? You think this is a good idea, darling? Starting to look like Hogwarts. Headed to see the Hogwarts train. Alright guys, we just finished up at the Glenfinnan, I'm probably butchering that, Viaduct, and it was awesome being able to see a train go by. We are both huge Harry Potter fans. I grew up reading the books so many times, and we probably watched the series in its entirety every other year or so of our entire adult life, which has been together. So that was really cool to be able to see. I kept just like picturing the car flying over it and that scene. Definitely glad we made this detour. I was hesitant because it's like a whole day thing because of the timing of the train schedule and stuff for us, but definitely cool. So both of Alex and I's quads are super sore. So we haven't had a full rest day, like complete rest day, since we started. We've done some short days, but our when you take a long break, we've noticed, like we were there a long time for the Harry Potter train, it's like the lactic acid needs to be like worked back out of your legs. So we're both here struggling with our quads. They need a break. All right guys, it's about 6:20, so the hunt for a wild campsite has begun. We are passing on this really kind of nice looking one, but we feel like we have some more miles in us and we got such a late start that we want to keep going. So fingers crossed we can find a good spot. It's always a little nerve-wracking if we can find one, especially when there's just so much civilization nearby. All right, let's keep looking. Keep seeing spots like this that we definitely could do, but they're like right off the road. I like to ideally be a little bit more stealth, so the hunt continues. Okay, upon examining the site, guys, it's not so perfect. It's gonna be quite lumpy and angled, so I think the hunt continues. The problem is it's almost 7. Wow, this isn't too bad. Okay guys, we settled on this campsite after Goldilocksing quite a bit.
Hard to call it a campsite.
You can't really call it a campsite. We're literally on the side of the road. We took some logging gravel road and then we pitched a tent near this old abandoned, really creepy barn looking thing. It keeps making noises like out of like a haunted film, like just like the creaking industrial, like.
There's like some chains clanking over there, like sounds like a horror movie for sure.
Yeah, so let's hope Liz sleeps tonight.
Liz wants me to close the door to this yellow container because the wind keeps blowing it open and closed. So it keeps making a ton of noise that sounds like something from a haunted movie or like a scary movie. Well, I got it barely shut, so I guess if it pops open again, then maybe there's a ghost or like a killer clown or something like that. I guess we'll see.
Tonight is refried beans and rice and curry noodles. Almost every night one of us has some sort of top ramen thing.
But this one is really cheap. 35 pence.
Yeah. Let's hope I can sleep tonight because it's a little creepy, but since Alex closed that door, it sounds a little less creepy. What?
Nothing.
Alex.
Liz believes in ghosts.
Morning, sunshine. Who's not wanting to get out of bed today?
I only slept like 4.5 hours.
How the tables have turned.
I was getting eaten alive.
In his dreams.
No.
They really like Alex midges. Here's the tent. Here's all the midges. I don't know if you can see.
On my side of the tent.
It's day 11 and we're hiding in our tent from the midges. Good morning.
They're so bad right now.
Whenever there's no wind, it just gets fierce. And it's so bad, I think we're not even gonna make food. I started to, because I thought they were just hanging around the tent. But there's just no wind right now, so they're hanging around everywhere. It's so bad.
Oh my goodness, into the clouds of them. Ah!
This is the worst thing in the world.
People think I'm dramatic with the spiders. This is our reality right now. I'm literally surrounded. A whole bunch of ones got trapped in here as we're trying to put away the tent. Yikes.
Look at my bag.
So 2 seconds down the road, Alex's tire is flat, he's realized, and look at all the midges. You can see it in the camera. Midges are weird. Like 2 seconds down the road, direct sunlight, a little tiniest breeze, and they're gone. So funny. So Alex is gonna pump up his tire. We're thinking he might have gotten a ding in it yesterday. He said he bumped something heavy. This is not a paid ad, although we have worked with them in the past. But if you have not gotten your hands on an e-pump, this Psych Plus we've enjoyed, you're missing out. It makes life so much easier. You just set it to what you want it to be and then let it go. All right, guys, it is day 11. We are finally on the road after our dramatic midge time. Of course, as soon as we're pretty much packed up and all our cooking supplies that we ended up not using because we didn't want to deal with the midges were put away, the wind picked up and the midges went away. So we are both without caffeine and food. So this should be an interesting morning. We're hoping that there will be something, or at least some place we can set up and cook if we can't find like a cafe or something. Because it feels like we're actually quite remote out here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, pedal on.
So those are rams, aren't they? Beautiful view.
Yeah.
We've got a pony versus a sheep.
I think they're friends.
They're kind of butting heads a little. The sheep just got kicked by the horse. I'm so confused about their relationship. The sheep looks like he's licking the horse.
I think they're lovers.
Is it a little odd?
Hello, sheep friends. Oh, and the babies. You guys serve breakfast here?
We do.
So satisfying.
Yum, yum, yum. All right, guys, we just finished breakfast, which was lovely. We ate a ton. I don't think I'll ever get sick of the Scottish breakfast. I have to say, I think I like it more than the English breakfast. I know it's very similar, but they have these potato scone things that are like delightful, aren't they, honey?
They're really good.
So good. We're about to go board a ferry to get across this loch, and then we're going to be heading to Glen Coe soon. This ferry seems much bigger than the one yesterday, which will probably be good.
Yeah, we wanted to take off all of our bags.
Hopefully, let's see. So unfortunately, there's no way to avoid this busy road. The ferry ride was super easy, free too, which is nice. But we are following this busy road now for a little bit. Luckily, there's a cycle path at least right here.
Still feel like I could use another pot of coffee. Well, I'm feeling pretty low energy today. My watch tells me that I slept less than 5 hours. I had a bunch of bites on my leg, and they just started itching like crazy in the middle of the night. Is anybody like hypersensitive to mosquito bites and midge bites? Because they get so swollen on me, and I have to take an antihistamine to make them go away. It seems like there's kind of a catch to every place that you cycle tour. Like for Scotland, it's like, man, when the weather's perfect, this is a paradise. But there's midges. Oaxaca was super nice, but the terrain was really hard and the heat was murder. Montana, beautiful, but the mosquitoes are terrible there. Each of these places could be like the perfect place to bike pack, except for that one little thing.
It's another beautiful day here in Scotland. I honestly have no idea how we've lucked out with this good of weather. Like, everybody tells us this is abnormal. We had sprinkles one night. That's it since we started this trip, and we are on day 11. So it's wild.
Well, this ride to Glen Coe really hasn't been bad at all. There's been a really nice bike path all along the A82 road, so we haven't had to deal with any serious traffic, which is always really nice. The surroundings are beautiful. It's a lot more hilly here.
All right, guys, we are about 12 miles in, and we decided to stop off at this little place for a bit of tea and scones, which feels like a very UK thing. So we have a pot of tea. I decided instead of tea to try this sparkling press, which I've never had. It's just like flavored sparkling water. And we got a fig scone and a cheese scone.
Now I believe here they say scone, don't they?
Scone. My bad. All right, let's try the cheese scone. All right.
It's really good.
See the fig scones? They gave us homemade raspberry jam with it. So that's happening. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
Is it better?
That raspberry jam is to die for. That's so good, homemade raspberry jam. Anyways, we should have been doing this more often, is what I think.
And I've got some Earl Grey tea here. That's really good.
So we just left that tea shop, and while we were there, we spoke with this older couple who is acting as support for their son, who is trying to do a 7-day John O'Groats to Land's End. He has nothing on his bike, but that's still insane. So apparently yesterday he did 130 miles, just to give you an idea of like the mileage. With or without gear, that's crazy.
For some perspective, from John O'Groats to here, the most direct route is about 170 miles. And we've already biked about double that. All right, guys, we just made a little stop. There's supposed to be another filming location for Harry Potter here for Hagrid's hut. And it's supposed to be just up this road. So we've dropped off our bikes just on the ground and are gonna go see the hut. Well, the hut's no longer there. It's just where his hut was in the movies. Is this it? I don't know.
All right, guys, just picture Hagrid's hut right there where those rocks are. That's where we think it is based on the pictures. Honestly, guys, this whole Glencoe area is gorgeous. Like, people told us that. I see why they recommend coming here, because it's green hills everywhere. It's beautiful.
Look at this. I see why people call this their favorite part of this trip.
Yeah. Where are we? It's like a little paradise. All right, guys, the scenery behind me is insane. Look at that. What the heck? So this area is obviously very beautiful, but to give you a little reality check, we're on a busy road and the cars are flying by way too quickly. It's quite stressful. We can get on a gravel side track, which I'm debating, but it's a single track, which is a bit hard with our load sometimes, but we might need to do that to get away from these cars. Scary.
Well, we finally decided to get off of that crazy busy road. There's just way too much going on there, way too many crazy drivers and no shoulder at all. So we're now on this gravel trail here, which has beautiful views. We're going a lot slower, but it's better than having to deal with that. We're both just so tired today. I think we really need a day off. Missed a turn.
Oh gosh.
This was the gravel trail that is suggested. It's like, oh yeah, take this little gravel path here and get right back onto the... What? What's this? How we have to do this is, when it's clear, you hop the fence, I hand you your bike, you go. And then I have to just do mine by myself.
Are you sure you're built to do it yourself?
I think so. It's kind of heavy, but I can pull it off.
Okay. Did any cars cause you issues?
No.
Okay. What is that, people?
We got off the road finally, but now we're heading onto the West Highland Trail, which is primarily a hiking trail, but you can bike it. Supposedly some parts can be rough, but I think the part we're doing is not supposed to be that rough, but we're really kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. We either have to deal with this terrible road with the terrible traffic, or we deal with crazy steep gravel roads, and I'm really not sure which is better.
I've always wanted to do the West Highland Trail, not exactly the way I expected.
Oh. Those are freaking boulders. Oh. I almost hurt my ear. So I think we found a spot for the night. It's kind of down this hill here. We're gonna have to unload the bikes because it's really, really steep to get down there.
Home sweet home. Oh, this looks very picturesque. Your bike, a bridge, mountains.
You could almost forget about how hard today was.
Trying to just find level ground. You always do this dance every night.
Oh no.
All right, guys, good morning from our wild campsite. We need to talk about yesterday because it would be so easy with the footage that we got to make it look like just such a fabulous day. But the truth is, it was the hardest day of our trip, and we thought about just calling it quits. We were like, why on earth do we spend our vacation time doing things like this? Like, we were so frustrated. It could be really easy to make yesterday look really fabulous. And a lot of YouTubers, I think that's what they choose to do. They chose to just cut out the bad parts and make it, you know, their trips look like through rose-colored glasses, but that's just not at all our style. I think both of us, honesty is like the most important thing in the relationships we have with others, and I feel like that translates to YouTube as well. Like, it would feel so dishonest to make yesterday look perfect, which would be so easy because we had like tea and crumpets, we had like beautiful views in Glen Coe, but honestly it was our worst day. And I think that it was just dealing with that highway was such a nightmare. The cars there, it's like a thing, I guess, is what the guy that we had breakfast on, people like to race on it and go like 120 miles per hour. And we experienced that, and that is terrifying when there's no shoulder to bike on and people are getting way too close, going way too fast. For those that maybe aren't as familiar, when you're cycling and someone zooms by you really fast, it forces you, the wind, to like veer into the next car essentially. So it was terrifying, and I don't think I documented it well, because even just taking my hands off the handlebars to turn on my GoPro was terrifying.
When we went from London to Istanbul, we just kind of pieced together different things, different places that we wanted to see, and it was very easy to do. But for Scotland, we tried to do that and ended up on some very crazy, busy highways.
With no shoulder at all for bikes.
No bike lane, no shoulder. We're really hoping that we can enjoy the rest of the trip, and that hopefully once we get past this section, we'll avoid any more busy highways.
Anyways, okay, we're gonna get packing up. The midges seem to have calmed down now, and we're gonna hit the road.
On the next episode,
we are bikepacking on the West Highland Way. Woo! This is cool. Connected back up with the GB divide. Guys, we just came across a Blackness Castle. It was all easy. It just wouldn't even be an adventure, would it?
why is there a chicken at the campsite?
You guys are leaving poop for us everywhere.
Come on. Do something.
Are you struggling as much as me?
Yep, the quads are killing.
Dead midges. That is so disgusting. I'm gonna put the camera away and something's gonna happen, isn't it?